live reaction from what I fucking just saw. I don't even know where to fucking start. And I'm sorry for cussing. I should be introducing the pod, but it was a shit show. Probably one of the worst performances I've ever seen. And excuse me if I'm sweating, it's fucking hot in here. Keep in mind, here in California, it's like almost 100 degrees. But what a fucking shit show, guys. I'm sorry. It's just one of the worst performances I've ever seen from La Selección Mexicana. And I have seen terrible performances. But this one just tops it because you're sending in long crosses, long balls in the last 10 minutes of the game. There's no idea. There's no passion. There's no hunger. There's nothing. We have nothing. Like what are we supposed to do? Like what are we hoping for? We have 2 years to the World Cup. This is the only preparation that we have for the World Cup. And you threw it away. You threw it away against Venezuela because you shouldn't be playing your heart out against Ecuador. You should have won that game against Venezuela and then comfortably or made up for it in a more comfortable matchup between Ecuador. But you completely just fucked yourself over, Jimmy Lozano. You fucked yourself over, and I don't know about you guys, but personally, Jimmy Lozano out. I mean, I'm all for processes and I'm all for giving the manager time. And I know he hasn't had enough time, but I think I've seen enough. Honestly, I feel like what else am I gonna expect? There's no better players to pick from. There's no flexibility from our manager. Like, I'm sorry, like I can't. I hope you guys see where I'm coming from. And please, for these upcoming international windows, I'm asking everybody that supports La Selección Mexicana, do not pull up. Don't go to any of these matches. They're going to be playing against Thailand, Canada. I forgot what other two partidos moleros that they're going to pull up with, but do not go. Do not support this corrupt federation. They only care about money. They only care about our money and taking our money, taking our passion, taking our love. I remember watching this team when I was 13, 14 at the 2014 World Cup. I was in love with players like Giovanni Dos Santos, with Chicharito, with Rafa Marquez, with Hector Moreno in his prime. And I mean, I see what we got now. We have nothing, bro. Absolutely nothing. The only one that gives me hope is Santi Jimenez, but not while he's playing like this. Not when you have the likes of Chino Huerta playing right wing, when you have the likes of Julian Quiñones as your left wing. I mean, they're good players in La Liga MX, but the Liga MX is down here now. It's not at the same level that it used to be back 10, 15 years ago. I don't know what these directivos see. I don't understand what anybody sees in Mexico, the media. I don't understand it. I mean, I'm I'm at a loss for words, honestly, guys. And I'm sorry if I'm stuttering. I'm sorry if I'm just going off a tangent right here, but I mean, I'm sure you guys understand where I'm fucking coming from. I'm sure. And I have 7 people right here. I'm gonna look at some of these comments real quick. I only hope the only hope I got is Santi Jimenez, Irving Lozano, and Luis Chavez. Bro, topic of Luis Chavez real quick. Luis Chavez, I'm sorry, today didn't show up. Nothing. I mean, he's good when it comes to a set piece, probably, or a free kick 30 yards outside of the box. But I saw nothing today. I saw nothing from him this Copa America. He's 27, gonna turn 28. This is his prime. And I know he just made that move to Europe. He's playing in Russia, I believe. And I mean, what is he showing for it? I feel like he was playing better when he was at Pachuca. Not right now. I didn't see anything from him. To be fair, I didn't really see anybody from anybody. The only person that I feel like we can save from the people that played just today, I would probably go with Luis Romo, maybe Johan Vasquez. They looked like they really cared about this team. Maybe even our goalkeeper, Julio Gonzalez, who at 33 is barely making his debut, his first international tournament at 33-year-old. It's just insane, honestly. The only hope I got for it, the Santi tried his best. I don't blame him. Chino was player of the match for me. That's why I'm saying it should have gotten better crosses or passes. Yeah, honestly. I mean, what we did in the last 10 minutes or the last 5 minutes of the match is what we should have done earlier throughout the match. But the same thing with Jimmy Lozano. You make these changes way too last minute. You do fuck all, honestly, up until the last 20 minutes when you absolutely need a result. It's too late. Your players are desperate. I mean, the fans are desperate. You hear whistles from the stands, and I'm sure people are shouting and screaming, and I mean, you can't really do much in that time frame. Santi doesn't get those passes he deserves. One good pass, he'll score. I completely agree. No, I mean Santi, we've seen that at Feyenoord. At Feyenoord, he's considered world class, one of the best under 23 strikers. I think he's under um the likes of Erling Haaland, for example. I remember seeing a stat that he's right under the likes of Erling Haaland. But I mean, today he had maybe like one or two chances. I remember that header where Julian Quinones and him kind of get in each other's way. But I mean, I don't know. There's chances that I feel like if he was in a Feyenoord shirt, he would have put it away. But I think here there's just too much pressure on him. But that pressure comes from the coach that takes him off after 50, 60 minutes. He doesn't give him the confidence to really put in a good effort, to put in a shift. Jorge Sanchez thinks he's Messi. He forgot he's R8. I'm going to be honest. I lost hope ever since El Machin got injured. Honestly, same. I mean, going into the tournament, your first 25 minutes of your tournament and your captain, the best player on your squad, Edson Alvarez, gets injured. I mean, I can only imagine what that does at the confidence level for this Mexican national team. And I mean, we saw what it did. It left them with nothing to play for, with no real leader within the pitch. Honestly, Cesar Montes, I think he did his role as a captain, as a leader in the team. But I mean, we need more. We need more from everybody. You can't just have one leader who's your center back. You need someone in the middle of the park, your forward line, to really step up. And nobody does. Piojo didn't even get a chance. That I completely agree with that. Piojo Alvarado, sorry. A player that in Liga MX he's done exceptionally well. And I understand that he's very consistent. For me, he's inconsistent, and I haven't seen enough from him to really consider him not world class. But I mean, I think he should at least get some more opportunities. The very least, get a few more opportunities, because I mean, what else do we have? I mean, even the likes of Marcelo Flores, put him on the left wing, put Piojo on the right. We've already seen what Antuna can do. We've seen what Chino Huerta can do. And it's not enough. It's truly not enough. They are average players at best. Put in someone like Marcelo Flores, who came from London, from Arsenal. And yes, while he was still in the academy, I mean, at least he's been playing and at a more competitive level. Maybe it's not Liga MX level, but it's just something different. You need players that have something different, that will bring something different to the team. And we don't have that. Piojo Alvarado, a very creative player, a player that is a true number 10, which this national team does not have. And he didn't get really no opportunities. I think in the first match, maybe against Uruguay in the friendlies, and he looked like the only one that was dangerous. But here, when it matters the most, you don't even give him some minutes. I mean, if you want someone to put some crosses in, at least Piojo would pick out a man, bro. Come on. Piojo Cam, honestly, the only player I saw actually trying was Luis Romo and Santiago Jimenez. Luis Romo, like I said, one of my favorite players this tournament. I have been extremely harsh. Me and my co-host Tomas, he's not here today. He's out with his family right now, watching the game. I'm sure probably crying as well, because I mean, on the way here I was fucking crying. But no, I'm just kidding. But Luis Romo, honestly, exceptional performance. But that's the thing with that I had. That's the problem that I have with this national team, where I mean, the players step up in the moments that doesn't. I mean, not that it doesn't matter, but it's just too little, too late. I mean, you should have stepped up from the first match and from the second match. But I do agree that his performance is somewhat savable, I guess. Great at club, bad Mexican team. Let's see what else I'm missing over here. I don't know, but let me let me know what you guys think. Let me know how you guys feel after this. I mean, it's not a loss. We technically did not lose, but it feels like a loss. For me, at least. It feels like a complete and utter devastation, what they call in Mexico a fracaso. And I think this is exactly that. It's a fracaso of the highest magnitude, because this is the moment that you need to step up, because you're the host in the next World Cup. You have no more preparation. It's just friendlies. That's pretty much it. You have nothing else to play for. No Copa Oro, no Confederations Cup anymore. It's just the World Cup that's in 2 years, maybe even less than 2 years. And you're going to be playing against friendlies against teams that are ranked 60th, 70th. There's going to be no competition. This was your competition. This was the moment to step up, and you failed again. We saw what they did in the World Cup. They failed there. We saw what they did here. They failed. I'm so worried what's going to happen in 2026. Honestly, I'm frightened, and I'm excited for it because it's my first World Cup that's going to be here in the States where I live, and I might get to see my national team perform here. But why would I even want to go? Why would I want to go pay that money if I know we're going to lose, if there's nothing to play for? Should have never lost to Venezuela. That's facts right there. That's fucking facts. That's the game where you should have stepped up and play like you're the biggest team in CONCACAF. Play with some fucking balls. Because they lack that. They lack that all tournament. Honestly, they've been lacking that for the past 2 years. I don't remember the last time I saw this national team play with some balls. I mean, let me know when's the last performance you guys saw this national team actually show that they cared about winning. Let me know, because I honestly, off the top of my mind, I can't remember. I'm too upset. We don't deserve a World Cup. Just makes us, USA, Mexico, Canada, lazy. We don't deserve it. I mean, USA most likely is going to get knocked out tomorrow. Unless they pull off a miracle against Uruguay, they're going to get knocked out. I don't see them going to the next stage. Canada, honestly, you have to applaud them. They are into the next round, well, probably just barely getting by, but they did what they had to do. And that's the unfortunate circumstance for us, for Mexican fans, and for US fans as well. We couldn't do what, like, the simple thing. Like, the bar is very low. It's just get by. Just get into the next round. Doesn't matter. Second, first, who cares how you do it? Couldn't even do that. Our team was horrible today, but honestly, we need to speak about the ref not calling about 4 handballs. No, that was honestly frustrating for me. I was watching the game with my dad and my brother, and at least 3 handballs that I saw. Maybe they weren't as clear, or, I mean, my problem is the referee didn't even try to go check it. I mean, you're the referee for a reason. You have the availability to do so. Go to VAR the way you did in the last penalty call. And in my opinion, when I saw him call that last penalty, I was surprised that he even called it, because from my point of view, I didn't think it was a penalty. I saw what was it, Memote? He tried to take a shot, and the defender got to the ball first. And I was like, okay, that's not a penalty. I saw him call the penalty. He goes to review it. I'm like, wow, like, why does he review this penalty for what? This one is clearly not a penalty. Go check the other ones out. The ones that truly are at least questionable, the handballs that are questionable, go check those out. Those are the ones that mattered. Ecuador players piss me off always on the ground. Nah, that's facts too. But I mean, to be fair, you can't really blame them. I'm sure that if we were in their boots, in their situation, we probably would have done the same thing, which is just the unfortunate truth. Because by all means, I'm sure, I mean, Ecuador historically at Copa America, they've been horrendous for whatever reason. This is the first, I guess, generation in quite some time, if not ever, that actually have some hope in doing some damage. I know they have Argentina next, but I'm sure they're just happy to be in the next round, and they were going to do it by any means necessary. So, I mean, hats off to them. And at least they did what they were supposed to do. Unlike Mexico, you expect them to do something, and they do the complete opposite. It's just something. It's something that happens so consistently within this national team. I mean, the last time we saw something like this was at Qatar, and then even before that, at the 2018 World Cup in Russia, where all you need to do is beat Sweden. You couldn't do that. In this instance, all you need to do is beat Saudi Arabia 3 goals, and you're 1 goal away. You couldn't do that. You get scored on, in fact, actually. And then here, once again, all you need to do is win 2 games. Win 2 games, you're in. And in one of the easiest groups, you're playing one of the worst teams in CONMEBOL in Venezuela. You're playing Jamaica and Ecuador, who are barely up and coming, and they were not convincing at all this Copa America, and you still couldn't do that. Just letting us down once again. I don't know what it's going to take to change. Please, Charlie shouldn't be on the national team. Waste of space. What's your solution? My solution, first, just don't pull up to the games. You have to hit the federation where it matters the most. Because if you keep pulling up to the games, you keep supporting the pockets of the people up above, they're not going to see the problem. They don't care about us. That's the fucked up part. It's kind of like like the government over here in the States. They just don't care what the people truly need. They are in it for their own benefit, pretty much. So the first thing you got to do, and I've already posted this on the page, is stop pulling up to the games, the friendlies. I mean, it's understandable in this Copa America, and I saw people posting about this as well. Like, let the fans enjoy their fun. It's the first Copa America here in the States in a while. Okay, go enjoy. But the friendlies where you're playing against the likes of Thailand, why are you going to pull up to that? Let the stadium be empty, because that's where it's going to really hurt them. Unfortunately, in an exit like this, we're still not going to see any change. I would love to see change, but I mean, you saw the stadium today was at 62,000. No, that's the federation is not going to care as long as those seats are getting filled up. So if you want to make a change, my solution would be first, don't pull up to these national team games. Do not pull up. Shouldn't be on the national team. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys would do. That's just personally what I would do. Just don't pull up to the national team games. Now, when it comes to football and whatnot, I mean, there's still players that we got rid of that probably could have been useful for us. I'm very against Henry Martin, but I mean, at least he could have done maybe something different. Bring Henry Martin, even the likes of Chucky Lozano, who hasn't been at his best in the past year, but at least they offer you that experience, that European experience, especially for the likes of Edwin Lozano specifically. But what else? When it comes to football, there's not much because we don't have a real pool of players to really pick from. All the players that are up and coming, they're not like these groundbreaking players that we've never seen before. I mean, we've had better players in the past, no doubt, but it's like I said, it all comes down to the national team's pockets. You hit them there, then we're going to see changes throughout the rest of that area, the rest of the pool. Change the formation if it's not working, so I still use it. The players are just shit, man. Yeah, exactly. The players are just shit. We really don't have no options. They're like, where are you going to pick from? In Liga MX, they're below average players. We don't have players in Europe. So like I said, if you affect the federation, affect their pockets, they're going to see some sort of change needs to be made. And we're starting to see a little bit. I mean, I saw something in the news that Copa America was going to be reinstated, I think, in the coming season or something. So that's a step in the right direction. Bring back ascenso y descenso. So the relegation and second division, all that. You need that to promote an environment that's competitive, because without that, I mean, we see that going on in the Premier League. In the best leagues in the world, there is relegation, there is promotion. You need that to promote that sense of urgency throughout the clubs, because if not, clubs get comfortable. And when you're comfortable, that's when you lose, honestly. In any point in life, in general, like, you can take this and use this for your own personal life. If you are comfortable in life, you're losing. You should not be comfortable. You should always pursue to be the best and always try to be the best. And that's why we need promotion and relegation. Players are just shit. Yes, change the formation. On that note, real quick, I mean, 4-3-3, there's not a lot of teams using it. Maybe the likes of Barcelona still, but I mean, there's definitely got to be some sort of switch. I would have liked to see a 3-5-2 with this team, especially because we have the players for it. I mean, we have decent defenders. We have a lot of midfielders. We brought in a lot of midfielders this window, and I mean, up top, all you need is two players, Santi Jimenez and Quiñones. I'm pretty sure they can play off each other. Julian Quiñones has done that before at Atlas when he was playing off of Julio Furch. He was impeccable. That was when he was at his peak. At America, he's playing left wing. He is good, but he's not a winger. He's not as explosive as he was when he was, 22, 23. But now, I mean, he's a lot physically more dominant. He can hold up the ball. But I would switch up to a 3-5-2, honestly. Yeah, I've stopped going since 2020, not going to anyone anytime soon. That's facts. They got to stop sending it down the line. We got through the ball 10. That was really unique. We need to change the format in the Yankees. Agrees on relegation. No playoffs. Yeah, honestly, the whole playoff system is so stupid. It's like you get top 8. And for what? I mean, if you're going to play a top 8 type of playoff system, just keep it like how the Premier League does it, where at first – in a long season, you keep them, like, have them to be the winners, and that's it. I don't know. Everything's screwed up within the league, and there just needs to be a complete restructure. But we're not going to see that. We're not going to see that anytime soon until something really affects the federation. I feel like I need to breathe a little bit because I mean, there's just so much going on. There's so much going on in my mind, a lot of anxiety, a lot of anger. I just don't know how to feel. And I'm sure you guys probably understand where I'm coming from, at least when it comes to the national team. But kind of moving forward a little bit to Venezuela versus Jamaica. I mean, Venezuela just completely wiped the floor with them. And to be fair, even myself, I did not expect Venezuela to make it this far, to be 9 points clear in the group, to be top of the group, and I wouldn't say favorites, but definitely an underdog or a dark horse. And I'm sure a lot of Venezolanos feel the same way. I don't think they expected them to go this far, but I mean, congrats to them. They've been impeccable. They showed what they can do against Mexico. They completely wiped the floor with Jamaica, and with Ecuador, they did what they needed to do against a 10-man Ecuador. But yeah, definitely a team to look out for, and not going to be an easy team moving forward to the next rounds. We have so many great young talents, but all this federation cares about is money. I mean, when you have a nation, Mexico has millions of inhabitants, millions, and you can't find 11 world class players. I mean, even the likes of Uruguay, who has a population of about 3 million or so, they find world class players. They find good players, and then they develop them. They develop them to become world class. They send them and sell them for cheap to the Brazilian league, to the Argentinian league, and then from there, European scouts look at them, take them over there. I mean, that's what happened to the likes of Ernesto Valverde. And look at him. He's one of the main midfielders in Real Madrid, the best club in the world. So I don't know. That's something obviously that we need to see, and I haven't seen in my lifetime, where we are sending out dozens of players, like the way the US do, where they send out dozens of players every year to Europe. That's what we need. But unfortunately, Liga MX owners and the federation they're too stubborn. Like I said, all they care about is money. So they want to bring as much money in for themselves as possible. I mean, you guys see what's going on with Chiquito Sanchez, right? He's going to America, and he had offers from Real Oviedo, who were on the verge of promoting to La Liga, to the first division in Spain. And then he also had offers from Toulouse and maybe one other club. But Toulouse plays in the first division in France. Let him go there. Or even play second division with Real Oviedo. Who cares? I mean, you saw that they're on the brink of promotion. But because that didn't happen, now America has chosen to buy him. I mean, they had the better bid, essentially. Oh, and Sevilla was another club that were also interested. But all those teams were not going to pay the amount that America was going to pay for him, because America and Liga MX owner are the only ones that believe that someone like Chiquito Sanchez, who has done nothing in the world of football. Maybe in Liga MX he's been decent, but we're talking about worldwide, he's done nothing. They're the only one. Liga MX owners are the only ones that believe that he is $11 million, $12 million, however much they spent on him. But I don't know. That shit's all fucked up to me. We have so many great young talents, but all this federation, yeah. Chino to Girona, please. That would be honestly amazing. I mean, Girona is a team who's going to hit Champions League next year, and I mean, it would be perfect. It would be a perfect fit for him because he gets to develop. We get to have another player in Europe, and I mean, it's just unfortunately, it's probably not going to happen. I think it's about passion as well. A lot of these players care more for the money rather than passion of the sport. Santi to Spurs. Santi to Spurs or to Milan, I don't care. Just take them to a better team in Europe, or stay in Feyenoord. Honestly, it doesn't matter. But stay in Europe, please. Don't be like Jorge Sanchez, flirting with the idea of coming back to Mexico, or Gerardo Arteaga, who's playing in Belgium, coming back to Mexico. Don't be doing that stupid shit. Sorry, I think it's about the passion as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't think if you're playing for La Selección Mexicana, you don't care, but just there's obviously some sort of passion when they're playing. It's not like they don't care about playing. They're professional players. They're getting paid to play. So, of course, they're going to be doing their job, essentially. But I think it comes more to talent, to not only hard work, because hard work could only get you so far. Talent can only get you so far. You need the perfect mix of both. And that's what we had with years prior. We've had hardworking players, But we also had, a few sparks of talent like Giovanni Dos Santos, like Chicharito, like Rafa Marquez, like Andres Guardado, like Hector Herrera. And now, obviously, those players are past their prime. They're old, on the verge of retirement, but we haven't produced. We have players that work hard, that care about the team, that care about Mexico. I don't think we can deny that. You can see it on their faces. But what we need is just players that are more talented. That's as simple as it gets. They expect Santi to carry this Mexico team. Not even Holland. Not even Holland can fucking carry City. Exactly. What is Santi gonna do? Take on 2, 3, 4 players? He's not that kind of player. He is a killer inside of the box. But if you don't feed him, then what is he supposed to do? Like I said, he cannot take on 3, 4 players. He's not Messi. He's not Musiala. He's not Florian Wirtz. He's not a world class striker just yet. He's 23 years old. Give the man some time to develop. Let him go to a better team and learn a new system. Maybe in a few years he can be that kind of player where he can take on a few players. But from what we see right now in the box, he's pretty lethal. He's not deadly. I wouldn't call him like a Luis Suarez type of player in Erling Haaland, but he can definitely get there. There's no denying that he can get there, right? And they don't even pass. He's a tap-in demon. And that's all you need. As a number 9, honestly, that's all you need. You need to be able to poach, to cherry pick, to be in the right moment at the right time. And that's what we saw with Chicharito. I don't know if you guys saw that post that I made, the Chicharito video. But I honestly, I miss a player like that, a player that knows how to move within the box. But to be fair, when we had Chicharito, we had the likes of Herrera behind him, Giovanni Dos Santos, Cuauhtemoc Blanco, players who were just different and maybe not world class, but they were different. We don't have that right now. It's unfortunate. Put Marcelo and Vega on the wing. That's exactly what I was saying today, honestly, because I'm tired of seeing Antuna. While he's been one of the more productive players for the national team in the past year or two. And unfortunately, if that's the best we can do, then I'm sorry, we're not going to get anywhere. I want to see someone different. Like I said, Marcelo Flores is the perfect shout. He is young. He in Liga MX, he brings that spark of energy. And I'm sure within a few more years, he can be, one of those players that can definitely provide, some sort of glimmers of hope for us. Alexis Vega, while he has his problems, I think there's no denying that he has talent. The work ethic, that's something we could work on. But talent-wise, he's one of the more talented players on the team. So I definitely think we should have at least seen him a little earlier, not in the last 8 minutes of the game where he can't really affect it, where everybody's desperate. But those two players, I am more inclined for Marcelo Flores, and I'm honestly more devastated that I didn't get to see more of him because while everybody was warming up and I was just listening to that, I didn't see it physically, but I was listening to the commentators. They were naming out all the players that were warming up. And I think there was only a handful that didn't get up there, but Marcelo Flores didn't warm up. And I'm just thinking in my mind, if you're a player, especially of his age, and you see all your friends, they're going to warm up, probably even getting considered to get on the pitch and get a few minutes. And you're just sitting there watching them warm up and you're sitting there watching your team. Absolutely just shitting it. I'm wondering what it does for your confidence. I'm wondering what you feel inside. You're probably angry. You want to get in that pitch. Mexico don't have wingers, only Chucky, yet he ain't even called Rafa Marquez as coach. Rafa Marquez is a different story. I think he needs more time to develop. I wouldn't bring him in too early, at least not into this mess. I think he would be the type of coach that you bring him in for not this World Cup, because I feel like it's so soon. And if it doesn't go well within this World Cup, which I think it won't, the press are going to murder him. So save him for after the disaster of this World Cup, this upcoming World Cup. Save him for the next World Cup in 2030, not this one, because Rafa Marquez, he's a national treasure. We don't want to disrespect him. We don't want people to disrespect him because, as Mexicans, we know this. A Mexican's worst enemy is another Mexican. All we know how to do is tear each other down, not lift each other up. But we see what has happened with Jaime Lozano. It's unfortunate, but it's just the truth. Saludos, mijo. Guadalajara gang, te quiero, apa, métele. Hey, we're growing out here, bro. We're growing. he can make Marcelo Yamal level, maybe. Honestly, I mean, I don't know if he'd be Yamal level. Yamal is something different. He's 16 years old. Keep in mind, Marcelo thinks a little older, but Marcelo can be something that can provide that little glimmer of hope. Like I already mentioned earlier, Marcelo Flores is a player that, I mean, should have gotten at least a little bit more time, a little bit more minutes. I mean, we're already 0-0. At least bring him on. I don't know. I don't know what Jimmy Lozano's thinking. I don't know what the Federativos are thinking, but yeah, it's just unfortunate. And I don't know what we're gonna do moving forward, guys. Like, what's gonna happen? I mean, like I said, all we have is friendlies coming up, and we're just waiting for the World Cup to come around. But now I'm just worried. I mean, we're not gonna see any high level competition within the national team. We're gonna be saying the same shit at club level. What's gonna happen? I'm worried about that. Julian Araujo is our future. We need to produce more left backs. Now that Arteaga is injured, we can't rely on him. We need more players. Oh yeah, Arteaga. Well, I mean, it doesn't even matter if he's injured. I mean, we're already out, right? Julian Araujo, I would have liked to see him. I know the last game that I saw him play and he started, he was honestly horrible. One of the worst performances I've seen from a right back for Mexico. But he's really young, and I'm sure he was probably just nervous. But I mean, he's playing at one of the biggest clubs in the world in Barcelona. So hopefully, under Hansi Flick, he can develop and maybe grow and mature a little bit more, because he's definitely a player that should be and could be the future of our right back position specifically. But yeah, I agree. We need to produce more left back, because Gerardo Arteaga, he is not going to be our savior at left back. Jesus Gallardo, not going to do shit for us at left back either. They're just below average players at best. Johan Vasquez and Cesar Montes, they're great players. Honestly, there is no denying that they have what it takes to be the next, I mean, generational pairing duo, like we saw with Moreno and with Rafa Marquez, or with Massa Rodriguez. I mean, they are world beaters, and they're playing in good clubs. I think Johan Vasquez is at Genoa. We saw Cesar Montes is at Almeria, and he's choosing to stay, and he's going to try to get back to the first division in Spain, which is commemorable. He locked up Vinny. Facts. I agree. He did lock up Vinny. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna start wrapping things up. I appreciate you guys hopping on the live. There's only like 3 of you guys right here. Uh, this is a new and upcoming podcast. I mean, I've been doing this for about 3-4 months. We're almost at 1,000 followers, so make sure you support your small creators. Help us get to 1K. Maybe I'll do something special, like a little giveaway. I may have a shit ton of jerseys here. I have different kinds of jerseys, so maybe I'll give away one of these jerseys. There's a nice Mexico one right there in the corner. So let's try to get to 1K, and I might consider giving away a jersey, especially that Mexico one, because I can't support this national team anymore. Now that he's in Barcelona, he's going to be great. Mexican players need to go to MLS. Need to go to MLS to go to Europe. I don't know if they need to go to. Well, actually, at this point, yeah. At this point, because Liga MX owners are not going to sell them. So go to MLS, develop an MLS. That's what I'm happy, I guess, seeing right now. There's a lot of dual nationality players. They're developing in the States. They were, I think, born in the States but have Mexican nationality. So I think maybe in the coming years we can see more players going to Europe that have a little bit of Mexican blood in them. So, I mean, maybe that could be a possibility. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to start wrapping things up. I just wanted to give a little rant on this Mexico and Ecuador game. A shit show once again. And I'm sorry for any foul language that I might have said, but it's just, I'm angry. I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm devastated. And that's the only way I know how to express myself, honestly. And I mean, like I said, congrats to Venezuela. Congrats to Ecuador. Venezuela now are going to be facing, I have to double check. I don't remember who they're going to be facing, but I know Ecuador are going to be facing Argentina. That's going to be a difficult task. I don't believe they're going to get it done. Let me know what you guys' predictions is down below, because I'm thinking Argentina is going to go and win this, and I think they could probably even win the Copa America too, because they've been playing in second gear. They haven't even looked at their best, and Messi wasn't even playing yesterday, and they beat Peru about, 2-0? So I don't know. We'll see what happens, and yeah, I mean, support your small creators. Together, we're gonna make it big. We're on the road to 1K, so that's the next big milestone coming up. I mean, we've been growing tremendously in the past few weeks, but lots of Copa America content still coming out. There's a lot of Euros content keep coming out. Let me know if you guys like this little live stream thing. I don't typically do this. This is my first live stream on the page. Again, I'm sorry for sweating. It's so hot in here. I need to fix the AC system in here. But typically what I'll do is like a little StreamYard on YouTube. I'll post that up on YouTube. But if you guys like the live stream, I mean, I kind of like it. I like be able to interact with somebody. I don't feel like I'm by myself. So 4-0 Argentina, Uruguay, or Colombia winning it. Yeah, I mean, for no Argentina, I think that's kind of dramatic. I don't think Argentina have it that easy. Ecuador are defensively pretty solid, but Uruguay, Colombia definitely favorite. Are they going to win it? I don't know, but definitely favorites. Sorry, guys. But all right, I'm going to wrap things up now. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Keep a lookout for tomorrow's video. I'm going to post early in the morning right after the Euro games, the Euro round of 16 matches. So just keep an eye out on all that stuff. And yeah, support your small creators, guys.